Alright, live button is hit. YouTube is catching up. Headphones are coming on. Hello! Almost didn't stream today. I wasn't quite sure what to do. I am freaking exhausted. I'm learning more and more about myself when it comes to these workouts I'm doing. And I have an idea of how to better periodize things. And hey, we can talk about some training if anyone wants to hear it. For the older, yeah, now that I'm actually am 40, I feel like I gotta be even smarter about everything that I do. Anyway, hey, what are we doing here today? Quite a few months ago, started working on a rhythmic lesson using one of the riffs from Homo Sum from my favorite death metal band, Decapitated. And I wrote way too much stuff. I wrote way too much stuff for this thing. I want to simplify it and actually get this Patreon lesson made. So that's what we're going to do today. I do need to tune to guitar first. So, God, what the hell is the tuning there? There it is. C sharp, F sharp, B. So I am tuned to, I'm in baritone right now. So in order to tune up to the song, I need to tune up a whole step. We're going to do that. So if anyone's got any questions right now, we got 2 viewers. Hey, 2 viewers. Let's have some questions. It was cool to hear you use the diminished scale stuff, Mr. Taylor. How was it writing with those things? F sharp. Ooh. Pretty sure any monetization I'm going to get from this video is going to go away because I will be playing the actual song. I'll listen to it. Whatever. Like I make much money off of YouTube anyway. Really don't. I'll get like $100 sent to me every, I don't know, 10 months. G sharp, yes. Kind of like the one from today used a lot of diminished fifth chords. I don't think I ever sat down and really thought about like, well, what can actually be used from the diminished scale, like chord wise. There's so a lot of different diminished variations. I hope the string doesn't snap on me. Oh God, that sounds awful. Well, hair in my face. Hopefully these strings aren't too thick. I had it in this tuning at one point. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I screwed something up big time here. Okay, so this is C sharp, right? F sharp. This needs to be a B? Oh. I have it as A sharp. Okay. Good. That's B now. D string is an E note. Way off. And then the B string is a G sharp. Almost there. I, E string, C sharp. All right. That sounds much better. Much better. All right. So, mic is picking me up pretty good. I even have the noise gate on. All right, so let's So originally, what I did, I'm going to talk for just for any of those or any of you who saw the original streams when I was trying to work this thing out. Let's look at what I first did, and then tell you what I'm going to do to clean this shit up. So I started with the intro rhythm, and then I started doing all kinds of rhythm stuff from that. I like to just jump straight into it, and we got a lot of different rhythms out of this stuff here. So we have, and then eventually I ended up using like what happens in what I have labeled as the main riff right there. And at one point I thought maybe I should just focus on what the main riff is and make rhythms from that and not just the intro riff. And if people want stuff based off the intro riff, I mean, then we could do that, but why not do the main riff? The one you're going to be playing more often. But yeah, like look at all these rhythms I got here. Got 18, and what I don't remember what exactly happened, but a regular of the streams, Plastodon, he said something about how he was like counting this rhythm when he learned it at one point, and it made me have an aha moment. And man, I felt like a dope. It's like, how in the hell was I missing that? Because there's actually a really simple way of viewing this rhythm. It makes it so much easier. So what I'm going to do here, do a quick save as, change this to save over what I just had there. So I'm not going to get rid of those other rhythms. I'm sure I can use them somewhere someday. But right now, we're going to kill the intro. So that's gone. And all this extra shit, save it for another day. I don't know when I'm going to use it, but I ain't using it now. So all that shit's gone too. Well, that looks like it was loud. Need to put a compressor on this. Anyway. So, what do we got here? It's a fast riff. So here we go. Let's get demonetized real quick and listen to what the riff is going to be. Change this. All right. So very, very fast speed for this kind of rhythm. Here is where the main riff starts. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Much as I like this music, boy, that just looks freaking goofy. Fucking music videos. All right, so the tap tempo right there with the metronome. Oh God, I don't know. That seemed like it was like 220 beats per minute, and I got this marked at 200. Oh no, 220. Jesus, that's so fast. Okay. You know what, let's download this. Let's get this song, put it in, I wonder if I already have it. I'm going to put it in, what is that thing? The transcribe software. See what tempo I can find with it. Do that real quick. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing. Right. Let's see, do I even have the song already? Probably not. No, I don't. Okay. All right, so one moment. Yep, there we go. Converting. Yeah, because this is actually at 220 beats per minute. Good lord, that is just absurd for this. That does seem a bit fast. That's really tough to keep up with. I'll adjust this here in a sec here. Alright. I need to practice that rhythm myself. Okay, well, it's definitely doable. I don't know why I had it marked as 200, but yeah, that's really fast for this kind of rhythm because you got the gallops and reverse gallops in there. Very, very tough. Alright, get out of here with that. Alright, let's see what transcribe says. See if I remember how to do this right. I don't use this program too often. See, how do I enter this thing? The beat marker. Okay. And then where do I do this? Compute tempo, there we go. 216, huh? Maybe it's more like 216 and not 220. Alright, well, I'll drop it down to 216, because why not? Alright, so we'll change this to 216. So here's a teachable moment. When you come across something that's wacky, like you see all the the 16th notes, your gallop rhythms, 16th notes, your reverse gallops and whatnot. Like the way I was first looking at this was the wrong way. The way I was first looking at this was just like counting out each individual bar. And you can certainly do it that way. In fact, so like this bar, you count it as 1E and a 2 and a 3 and a 4E and 1E and a 2 and a 3 and a 4E and. This bar, you would have 1E and 2E and 3E and a 4 and a 1E and 2E and 3E and a 4 and a. And then this bar, you just have 1 and a 2E and a 3E and 4. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and 4. Counting the whole thing. I'm ignoring this part for right now. But counting that whole thing. 1E and a 2 and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and 2E and 3E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2E and a 3E and 4. So counting something like that at a really fast pace is stupid hard. Stupid hard. You can do it. Take quite a bit of practice. But yeah, it's there's a trick here, and that's to try and look for patterns. And what I realized after Plastodon said something about how he counted things, it made me go back and look for, like, well, wait a minute, what can we do here? If you count this as a 3/4 time signature, it becomes a lot easier. So where the 16th notes start, that's where beat number 1 is. So now it's just looking at it as 16th notes, 2 gallops. 16th notes, 2 reverse. 16th notes, 2 gallops. 16th notes, and it starts the 2 reverse again, but then it goes into this extra rhythm right there. So when you come across something where it's like going between all these different, like, straight 16s, gallops, reverse gallops, stuff like that, see if you can find a pattern that is doing some kind of repeat, because that's what's really happening here. This guy, well, we'll get to that in a bit. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this into a 3/4. I'm probably kind of giving the lesson away right now. But hey, the actual lesson's not going to have all that streaming stuff, or me streaming, tuning the guitar, and, well, yeah, all this junk. To see my thought process on putting everything together. The actual lesson will be very streamlined, put together. So hey, if you like this stuff, what we end up getting to, those watching the live stream and the archive stream, just $1 a month on Patreon. It'll get you the full lesson, plus over 100 other things. There's lots of stuff available, lots of stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna start copying and pasting things here. So I'll have to go in like this. That part. All right, so that's already looking a lot better to my eye. So with something like this, like listening to the drums, I mean, it sounds like it's, 4/4s, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. But in order to play this more easily, looking at it as a 3/4, I think it really helps a lot. And when I started viewing it like this and thinking of, I got a beat of 16s, 2 gallops, beat of 16s, 2 gallops, beat of 16s, 2 gallops, instead of like trying to count each individual thing, man, it started going a lot easier for me. But of course, I don't practice this riff or this rhythm at this speed very often, or ever. It's been months since I've done it, but it does feel cool once you get it. So at the 2:16 mark. Damn it. Yeah. Just when you get used to this pattern like that, man, it makes it way easier. So as far as the rest of it goes, okay, what would be an easy way to sum this up? You can also look at this a little bit different. So we have, quarter note, dotted quarter note, so that's a beat and a half. And we got a quarter note, eighth note, quarter note. So, the way I put this in here, it does look confusing, because it would be on the 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. 1, and 4. Da, 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 da. So that's kind of how that part would go right there. Da, dun, 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 dun. So this no longer fits our nice, convenient 3/4 time signature thing. Because for those who don't know, 4/4 time signature, it's basically saying you have 4 beats that fill up the bar. Okay? So like right here, that's 1 beat, that's 2 beats, 3 beats, 4 beats. Take it a step further, to be more precise, it's saying 4 quarter notes fill up the bar. A quarter note equals 1 beat. So a 3/4 time signature is saying that 3 quarter notes fill up the bar. Quarter note gets 1 beat. So that's the length of 1 quarter note right there. There's beat number 2, there's beat number 3. So looking at how this is all added up here, well, there's 1 quarter note. That's 1.5 quarter notes. There's another 1.5 quarter note right there. So 1.5 plus 1.5. You got your 3, 4. There's 1. Just 4, 5. It's basically a 5/4 thing at this point. We could do like a 5/4. That'd be easy enough to count. 1, 2, 3, 1. Trying to think what would be the easiest way to put that together. Hello! Good to see you, Deaf World. You know, seeing you on here reminds me, I need to actually do some stuff at 320 beats per minute one of these days. 16th notes, that is. And try and redeem myself a bit. Because I can do it, but it's painful. That shit hurts it hurts my elbow anyway, if you're not warmed up. Yeah, I just felt so right to lock into that triplet thing at the 320, and it felt so good, and everything sounded so good, and I heard all the notes well. I was like, yeah, that's got to be it, right? I was like, nope. My ear training is not good enough. I failed. Oh well. Anyway, so we got 5/4 right here. Does seem kind of silly if we do like well, I could do like a 3/4 and then a 2. No. We could do like maybe the 5/4 would be the easiest thing. Look at it as a 3/4 and then a 5/4. Maybe? Let's copy and paste that. And then this. Boom. So let's just loop the top line here. Hopefully this plays back correctly and you can hear it. Just listen to how it's basically the same thing. We'll do that. Metronome should work just fine. Here we go. All right, now listen to this. So, see, it's like really just the same thing. Or, here, we can do it like this too. I'm going to change this to a 4/4. And copy and paste all that. All right, so now we'll see that it go between the 3/4 plus 5/4, then the 4/4, and it all lines up nice and pretty. So just visually, I mean, which one looks easier to read? I think that one, because you can see the pattern happening much more easily versus this. So I would argue that we have a polymeter happening here. You basically have like a 3/4 time signature occurring at the same time as this 4/4 time signature. plus a bit of, the 5/4 thing at the end here. Just reading the comment out loud. I shit you not, your advice, perfect practice makes perfect, is everything to me. Or to me now. Every night I practice, and any fly here, start from the top. Well, that's good. Hopefully that's helping you. And see, that's one thing I didn't do when I made that video. I didn't work up to anything. It was just like, all right, let's just hit record and go for it. Had I worked it up, that definitely would have been different. And it was just random improvisation stuff, too. Doesn't it sound like I'm making excuses? Anyway. All right, so we got that. Let's just finish putting everything in this new time signature thing. So that'll be 3/4. This will be 5/4. Because of the lesson, I'm going to tab this out in a different way. I guess easier to read. Actually, hang on, let me do this first. Okay, so the only thing it changes is that part. All right, so copy and paste that then. Then we just need this. Go. Okay, and then the repeat thing happens. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, it does make it easier just to read it like that. Okay. So this will be done the first time through. And the second time... Okay, so we got the 3/4. This can happen a little bit longer. Actually, I can just do it like this. There. Boom. Boom. Right, because it's going 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And then this here. This will be 4/4. Boom, boom. Paste. There we go. All right, so all that's arranged to be in 3/4 now. Cool. Have you noticed? Have you noticed any improvement in how things sound now that you've adapted this style of practice? Okay, let's put some stuff together here. I'm contemplating if I should do maybe start with chords and then suggest once the chords are feeling pretty solid and it's getting too fast, then switch over to just single note stuff. Yeah, so just focusing on... Okay, I got an idea. Alright, so for now, for all this one. And delete the text. Good. Let's see. Very good to hear. That's right. Gotta do the form right. If you don't do the form right, you might get injured in the gym, that is. Well, you could get injured with the going a little bit too crazy playing guitar, too. Like some people, they'll get wrist strains because they practice too hard too long, and that certainly happened to me. And if I go start playing too fast too soon, I can definitely tweak my elbow. That's a weird feeling. Okay, let's make some adjustments here. The screen is not too covered up. So I can leave that up. I do this, I can scroll better. Okay. Alright, rhythm number 1. I think I'm doing like a 6-bar progression. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so death metal song, we gotta do some death metal-y sounding chords, yeah? Sound good to everybody? Sounds good to me. Let's do that. There we go. And that's right, I wanted to change something over here. I should read this stuff out loud. So before then, I would practice good, but the lazy person to me wasn't giving it all 110% at all. Not paying attention to small important details in that. Toto's Hold the Line solo really broke me out. Very first intermediate solo I learned on my own. Good. Got it good and tight. Very good. Took my time on it and polished the flaws out. Very good. Yeah, that's a big thing. That is a very big thing. One thing I noticed with students is which has led me to say a lot of the stuff I say. And one of the things I repeat, unfortunately, with some students way too often. So if you hear a mistake, you hear it doesn't sound good, if that's not good enough to you, stop continuing on with what you were doing and fix the damn thing. So yeah, if you don't fix those mistakes as they occur, and you just keep allowing things to sound bad to you, all you're doing is getting good at playing bad. Why would you do that? Okay, let's change the way this one looks. Okay, so let's make that. No, what we need to do is this insert here, eighth note, get rid of the dot. Then this, that. Cool, that worked. All right, so back to this, getting that first chunk done. Of course, going for the full speed, yeah, we'll have to go to the single string. So you know, just to make sure people understand what I'm getting at. The rhythm one, chords, and then the rhythm one, single note. And you can practice it either way. Got a new axe, a 90s Jackson reverse headstock, gunmetal gray in great condition. Well, very cool. I used to have a Jackson. How do you like the new guitar? What did you have before that? Okay, so the next rhythm's got to be the 16s, and then, yeah, that'll be the next one. There we go. Okay. So rhythm 2, chords. Have you had a Floyd Rose before? Or no, the Ibanez Geo probably is a Floyd Rose, isn't it? Or do they have their own tremolo system? I just remember the first time I had a Floyd Rose. That was a nightmare of a learning experience. I think they make things a lot better nowadays. But man, the old Floyd Rose. Set the action all up for drop tunings. Might still get a treble no, though, for it. Yes. Yeah. You know, I stayed away from tremolo system for so long, and then I got that Schecter Blackjack, which is in the bedroom right now. That thing's got a very responsive tremolo system. It's really easy to do that. Well, I don't remember what the name of the technique's called. Where you like tap the whammy bar. It has like this really weird warbly sound to it. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's very responsive on it. But I could have got the Schecter without it. But then I wouldn't have had the Sustainiac. And after reading about the Sustainiac, I was like, oh man, that sounds so neat. That sounds pretty damn cool. It's like, okay, I'll get a tremolo system finally after, I don't know, almost 20 years. Took a long time, but now I've got 2 guitars with the tremolo system on it. Pain in the ass to keep set up well, changing strings and all that stuff, but definitely a lot of fun. And when you have it and you get used to it, and then you go to play a guitar that doesn't have it, you're like, your hand goes down to do a little vibrato. I'm like, oh damn, it's gone. Like, how sad. Streaming for almost 45 or about 45 minutes. This has gone by quick. So I got about 30 minutes left, and then I got to call it because I have a lesson that's going to be happening here. I am back to seeing students on Thursday. So anyone watching this, you're interested in actually doing one-on-one lessons, go to milehighshred.com, see what I got open. When you go to the sign up for Skype lessons page, they will go quick. I sound arrogant and egotistical saying that, perhaps. But when I start pushing the promotion stuff again, like, it usually fills up pretty damn fast. And most of the year, I am fully booked. Get it now. Selling. All right, so the next rhythm is going to be going between both of those patterns. I did think maybe go about playing gallop and reverse gallop, but I don't think that's necessary because I already have some stuff on that. So yeah, I'll just direct people to those lessons if they need to work on gallops and reverse gallops alone. All right. So with this, let's see, I got a couple ways we could do this. Copy and paste that as well. What, having the installing the tremolo, making sure that's flushed? See, I've never done that. All right. Just do this first. Be rhythm 3. All right, so I'm trying to think ahead right now because what doing stuff like this, kind of like trying to, it's like solving a puzzle, thinking like what's the best route on how to break things down. Because like with the main decapitated riff, it's just a single note the whole time. So in order to help make the lesson more interesting, I want to have notes change instead of just doing the same damn note the whole time. Because if all you're doing is practicing the one note the whole time, that could get pretty damn boring. And you may not be able to hear the patterns quite so easily either, because you're just doing the same note the entire time. I mean, it sounds cool how they do it with the song, because they do break it up with enough variation with the drums and then the little notes in between and whatnot. But I feel like when you're changing notes, when the patterns change or the rhythms within the rhythms change, it could help you learn it better. And one of the things I got to figure out or think about is how many examples do I present? What's a good amount? It's actually rather challenging to try and figure out. At least it is for me sometimes. Okay, got an idea. So what if we just... Oh, they got fantastic rhythms on this album for sure. They just Vogue. I mean, he's a rhythmic riff genius. Like some of that stuff that they do is like, holy shit, very very neat. But yeah, they got. That's why I wanted to do stuff like this because they got. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can be used in their material to put lessons like this together. I hadn't heard about Decapitated for. Well, they were out for quite some time before I ever actually listened to them. And this is the last band I listened to that actually had me hooked right away. I was just like, oh my god, what is this? This is amazing. Felt like I was a teenager again, listening to a new band. Like, man, this is great. And it had been well over a decade since that has happened before. All right, like in between, like the amazement of a new thing versus another new thing. And it took me a while to get used to the current vocalist as well, because the first album I heard was, oh, what the hell was the name of that? The Negation. For their third. So those are the vocals that I heard, and I was like, yes, the new guy, not your typical death metal vocals. Very much almost like a core tough guy vocals, and I was just like, ugh. But the power of the riff won me over. So now his vocals don't bother me so much. I'm used to it. Here. That here. And then we'll build some chords off of that. Oh, what the heck did I just hit? What is that? What button did I hit to bring this up? Look at this. Rasguedo pattern. I don't know what this is. Okay, this is a finger style. How did I hit? I hit a wrong button on the keyboard and brought this up, but I've never seen this before. Huh? Yeah, this is finger style stuff. Interesting. How did I do that? Oh, all right. Well, that was odd. You know, Fear Factory. I remember listening to a couple songs when I was getting into music. Oh God, 2.5 decades ago. Yeesh, crazy. I don't know. For some reason, I never kept listening to them. There's quite a few bands I heard back then that I don't know, just too much stuff. I actually feel bad when someone talks about a band that they're really into. I'm like, yeah, I just never got into them. Sorry. In fact, there are some big bands in the genres that I do like that I just never gave a shit about. That's rhythm 3 chords. Get some chord names in here. I don't know. I got a thing with labeling chord names when it's drop tuning on this because I don't like looking at it as a drop tuning. I like to pretend it's still in standard to make it easier to go between different tuning guitars and just be on the same frets. Unlock the encrypted code, yes. But you also, there's bands you just never got into, or like bands that are supposed to be bands you're supposed to really like, but you just don't care. I actually would argue that 2 of the bands in the big 4 for thrash are not thrash metal. One of the bands I know has some thrash metal songs, but overall, I don't call them thrash metal. I just don't think they are. I don't see how they are. I used to actively try and like bands or musicians only because I felt like you're supposed to. Which is why I got a Ted Nugent album at one point. Just, I don't give a shit. Nothing against the music, but I just don't care about it. All right, so it's rhythm 3. So what am I? All right, rhythm 4. That's right. I'm going to change chords more often. So instead of changing it each time the rhythm starts, or the pattern begins. So here's the pattern happening, and then it changes. Now I want to have it change every time. All right. First, let's get the single note one done because it's easier to input everything. A dog just barked. Did you know that in Guatemala, one of the words they use for dog is chucho? A small dog is a, so remember, chuchillo. And a really small dog is chuchotillo. At least one person in the chat knows how I know this. I would assume so anyway. Chutito, that's right. That's the small dog. Or medium-sized dog. Chucho, chutito, chuchotillo. Too many bars. See, I actually really love Slayer, but only specific albums. But yeah, I mean, you don't like it, you don't like it, whatever. You're welcome for the info. Perhaps you can use that in a Gamera thing. Gamera's Chuchos. I mean, I could definitely see why people don't like Slayer. They got a unique sound, and certainly not everyone wants to hear those kinds of vocals. If you are a guitar solo snob, you're probably... I think Slayer's solos fit perfectly with Slayer's riffs. But anywhere else, not so much. As you can hear, Kerry King did the... what was it? The guest solo in the Beastie Boys song No Sleep Till Brooklyn, I think it was. It's awful. He's out of key so often in it. It's like you can tell he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. It's like, bad choice. Bad choice. I don't know why they went with that. I think he was just in the studio one day, like, hey, you would have put a solo on this? He's like, all right. That's what I heard anyway. East Coast thrash is something that resonates with me, and I'm from the South, Texas. See, I know Slayer is... What Slayer, Metallica, made... Well, I don't know. Are the big four all from, like, the Bay Area? Testament was, or is. I take it Overkill is East Coast thrash. That stuff I don't know. Never paid much attention. I know like some areas of some bands or some genres. I know you had the Florida death metal scene. Obviously, new wave of British heavy metal. Swedish death metal, which was just what? Melodic death metal. Which I would argue is not death metal anyway. It's melodic. It's extreme. Very aggressive. Is it death metal? I don't think it's death metal. But whatever, that's what it's called. what I did on the first one? It's not. I did the. Okay. Was rhythm number 4. Okay. 4 single notes. Changing it to that. Alright, fine. That what I want to play? That is hard to play. toss it there. I'm gonna have to practice this stuff before I do that lesson. Perhaps that's what the next stream is gonna be. Me practicing this stuff. That's a tough one. And to be able to play it twice through? God damn. Alright, whatever. We'll get it, we'll get it. Alright. Some chords out of this. And I'm probably gonna have to call it after this here, because I got basically 10 minutes and then I gotta start teaching. So, hey, if anyone's got any last minute questions, things you want to talk about, now is a great time to say it. Get them in that chat. Quick. Had it. Try it. Let's try it real quick. Give me a count in. Oh, that was too fast. That's right. It's a 3. 2, 3. So good to finally be able to play it. Yes. Anyway, what am I listening to currently? Me needing to blow my nose. Jesus Christ. Oh God. Well, I just put on. I found one of my favorite albums that has not been. You haven't been able to stream it for God a couple years. Gardenian, their album. Oh, what was it? Let's look it up real quick. I want to say no. Looking at the wrong album. I'm so bad at having names down anymore. Syndustries. That's right. Put that one back on today. But it's usually I actually listened to some old Crocus albums again recently. It's usually just listening to Iron Maiden still. Halloween. Almost always Decapitated in the gym. Norah Jones as well, although not as much as I had been, but I should listen more because she's one of my favorites. Listen to some random Buckethead stuff. One of the radio stations on Spotify. But mostly just the same old stuff that I've been listening to. Yeah. All right. Time for me to get ready for my lesson here. So, thank you to everyone who came and watched the live stream, watches the archive stream, who participated in the chat. Deaf World Studios is the star today. Yes. Let's see. But yeah. Hopefully you get this thing on Patreon this month, the full thing. It's only going to be $1 to access it. And technically, you could be a cheap bastard. Sign up for the 1 week free trial, download the damn thing, and beep, bounce. So, uh-oh, we have a message retracted. What did you say? What did you say? Oh well. All right.